What I've prepared is something, yeah, I've written down a few lines about my life and about my awakening process. And this panel has been made rather spontaneously, but I still feel like it's right to share that because hopefully it may have an impact in a way or another. And if I remember, yeah, the years and years over my awakening process, it was always nice to have um, like others sharing their stories. So um, I'm glad that you be here. And for discussions, we can still use the panel discussion sevens. We will, like I said, we will have time after that. So, but the first post here, I'm going to make myself now. And as you see, hello world, I'm a dragon. And I'm going to read a few lines that I've written down, like I said, and yeah, let's see where this goes down to. So, in this panel, I'd like to share something about myself. My draconity has determined the course of my life. I only really realized this in retrospect. I am a dragon, from horn to tail, from wing to claw. And when I began my awakening process back in 2007, I gradually became more aware of myself and of my origins. The path I had walked so far, all the ups and downs it had brought with me, had made me who I am today. This path has been everything but easy. Every moment, a soul sets out to find itself. Much wiser individuals than myself have already realized this, and I can only confirm it. If I tell you a little about myself and my life as a dragon now, then I do so in the hope that perhaps some newly awakened dragons, or maybe even elderly dragons, who are trying to find their way into this world will recognize themselves a little in it. And above all, that they realize that it is possible to live their dreams and to manifest them in our world. I hope that we dragons can see this world and this life as an opportunity, and that every moment offers the chance to achieve great things. So I'd say, yeah, let's get started. Well, I'm a dragon. Already said that. A sentence that seems to sound so simple, and it carries so much depth, individuality, and meaning that it could not be more condensed. The fact I'm a dragon has accompanied me on my journey through this life and this world ever since. But what does it actually mean, I'm a dragon? That I have a pair of horns? That I have a pair of wings and a tail? Yes, I have. Raked off. But what is the meaning behind that? What is the meaning behind my being? Why did I incarnate here in this world and in this time as a human being? These are questions that are still on me today and that I can only really begin to answer. And the answers to those questions were a long time coming. I've asked myself the following questions. What do I want to be? What can I give the world? And of course, what can the world give me back? Another damn difficult question, isn't it? The deep questions of life don't seem to be answerable in a few words. But curiosity. Yes, that's it. Curiosity. I want to know how the world works. Ever since I was little, I have been moved by questions about the nature of things. The twinkling of the stars, the gentle cool breeze blowing through the moonlit night sky, the beauty of the universe. I want to understand it. I want to grasp it. But how can I understand the world and possibly myself as a result? The nature sciences, yes. Isn't that the jar of wisdom from which the whole of human civilization seemed to draw? So I threw myself into my studies of electrical engineering and, more precisely, maybe theoretical high-frequency engineering. Maxwell became my companion, and Induction became more than just the hot plate on which my old frying pans no longer worked on. But however, after years of studying, learning, and understanding, a realization slowly spread through me that seems devastating at first, but was actually exactly what I was looking for. Insight. Ha! Because all the models of the world, all the algorithms, however highly precise, which fed with the correct data, seem to reveal more accurate prophecies than the former Oracle of Delphi did, are just that models, just images of reality, reductions. And almost as a farce, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle also seemed to apply here, which is supposed to define the seemingly absolute reality for us. I can only increase my accuracy up to a certain limit in order to still be able to grasp the core of things. So ultimately, objectivity, basically the comparison with the other, is what makes it fail. For me, however, this also meant that in order to get closer to the truth, to the answer to my questions, I had to overcome this limit somehow. After all, I'm a dragon, something that cannot be grasped objectively, can it? The answer, the truth I'm craving for, must lie in the subjective, inside me, inside us. And at that moment, it fell from my eyes like scales, quote unquote, without losing a single one of myself, of course. So, psychology, yes. I mean, psychology, the science of the soul. It was seductive. I already have a degree and now another one? Should I really take the plunge? Oh no, fear. Am I ruining my life here? My future? Will I be the eternal student who ends up penniless on the street? Years coming? Damn. Damn. Somehow I feel annoyed by this society. I feel restricted, almost robbed of my own freedom. But I'll do it. I'll do it. And there's one thing, one truth, one piece of advice I really want to listen to. Then it's that of my own soul, of my own mind. I want to understand the inside of people. I want to understand myself. And then I did it. I just went to the enrollment office, pulled out my ID, and it was done. I was a psychology student. And wow, I tell you, psychology is huge. Motives, emotions, cognitions, and all those inner steerings in us. Everything a dragon's heart desires. And I also learned that if mathematics is the language of the natural sciences, then yeah, symbolism is the language of the soul. So I became increasingly interested in dreams and their meaning. After all, didn't August Kekulé dream about the structure of the benzene molecule before he was able to confirm it in how it looked like and its form? So there has to be a connection. Perhaps the distant outside that we all call objective and real is also contained within ourselves. So I became more and more interested in the meaning of dreams and more often immersed myself in the inner worlds of other beings. I saw the joy, I saw the pain and all the suffering, and more than ever, I just felt love and hope for others. I can't even really pin this down to specific characteristics. Human beings do cruel things. They wage wars and they tend to mistreat themselves. And yet, deep inside, hidden behind all those facades of pride, arrogance, and material possessions, there's this shining soul in each individual of us that also feels misunderstood by the world and it's looking for its place to be. And I simply feel a deep love for life itself. Man, know thyself, they say. Dragon, know thyself. But just a moment. Just give me one moment. This is a common ground between myself and the others out there. We are looking for our place in this world. Have been thrown into the same pond, so to speak, and are now trying to learn how to swim. Curiosity turned into a hobby, and the hobby turned into a desire to delve deeper into the mind. Today, I work as a psychotherapist in a psychiatric clinic, and I wanted to become a psychotherapist. I simply felt how much it fulfills me on the inside to be this beacon that shows others the way to their own inner light. Because I know from my own experience how difficult it can be to reconcile myself and the world. Have I already achieved everything? Well, doubtful. Will there be no more problems from now on? Not by any means. But perhaps if I can learn from my experiences that if I remain true to myself, if I continue to follow the path of my heart, that new doors will always open when old ones will close. And finally, I think when my wings will glide over these earthly realms one last time, hopefully in the far distant future from now, I would look I would like to look back on my life and leave this world with a smile in the end. I don't want tears. I want to be happy. So, if we recognize ourselves deep inside, then we'll be able to look behind our fears and doubts. That's what I believe, at least. Because behind our sadness and wistfulness, there's always the possibility to accept ourselves, who we really are. And I think this can really change something for the world and for us. And thank you for listening. And I told you that was my story, some written lines, and I'm very eager to discuss with you. And if you want to share your own stories, you're very welcome to do so. And yeah, I hope we can all leave a claw print in this world somehow. Thank you for listening.
Yes, I missed something.
Yeah, like I said, it was pretty spontaneously to start from. So, but after all
Well,
this,
I only came in just a moment ago. Before I, the in and out was trying to sort out getting the headset working again.
yeah, it was rather spontaneously by me. But it's been recorded, so if you want, you can always listen to it back later.
Okay, that explains why the um, audio quality changed quite suddenly at the end.
Yeah, and I hope my audio quality was fine. I haven't checked this actually, and you are more than welcome to just stay here a bit and talk with us. Hopefully, maybe you share if you like some of your own experiences. Yeah,
I don't, like I said, I only just came in at the end, like the last 30 seconds of it, I think. Um, so I'm not quite certain which experiences uh, to go over. But as far as the audio quality, there's a bit of like record or radio static in the background during the end of the presentation, but at the end,
okay,
no, it's just clear.
It was fine by me.
yeah.
Should I just contribute something? Maybe you might see what it's about.
Sure.
All right. Let's first of all, thanks so much, Bela, because I think that was glorious. And I did tell you that a panel doesn't necessarily need a long time to prepare, did I? So yeah, this is actually what I call real otherkinity. That is serious otherkinity. It's not just about telling people that, hey, I'm a dragon, and this is how I look like, and this is how previous past life looks like, and so on. But it's about how to live that here in this world, how to bring it out here, yeah. And what does it mean for your life? What does it mean in terms of your job and your relationships and so on and all that? That is serious, advanced otherkinity, and that is something that is I see it far too rarely. So how was it for me? I mean, in the beginning, you mentioned that being a dragon has actually influenced your whole life, or it has transported you through your whole life. And that is exactly the same for me. My motivation initially was a bit different, yeah. So I need to split this up actually. In the first half of my life until I was about 40, and then the now current second maybe half of my life. So I mean that highlights that your purpose or your soul purpose can change. It doesn't need to stay constant. So in the first half of my life, I was concentrating on environment protection, and I just also wanted to understand about technology. So I became a renewable energies engineer because I thought that I might just combine those two things, yeah, and push forward a bit and help humanity to become more sustainable. Mm. But I think that this task is now basically done. So I now feel pushed to help others to do what we are actually discussing just now, living themselves, yeah, bringing that being whatever into this reality, which is a totally different task. It's more psychologically oriented, but well, I'm still trying to somehow manage it. What your story, Bela, also tells us is that this needs a profound amount of dedication, patience, and last but not least, bravery. You need to be brave enough to sacrifice something. In your case, it was sacrificing your old job and also accepting that maybe people around you would not understand what you're doing and would say, hey, why are you doing this? This is far too much. Yeah, you should stay where you are. You were brave enough to overcome that and still do it. And I feel that that is a kind of bravery that I'm a bit missing. Yeah, so one can only take your story as an example, and that's why I find it so great. Okay, enough talking. I'll leave the stage to someone else.
Thank you for sharing that. So actually, I didn't feel, and I still don't feel brave at any point of this. I just feel always like stumble like step after step, and not being sure in any way. Didn't have any, yeah, just be like, somehow I felt just be guided by fear. But yeah, it like you see the red thread or just when you look behind, but unfortunately you don't see it up in front, and that's where you have to just trust in the process, isn't it? That's what you say.
Don't make yourself smaller than you are. You are incredible, my friend.
Well, everyone here is, so thank you, but thanks you, I just accept that for now.
Good.
Yeah, and it's not just like the thing is, and I also hear that a lot when I talk with like patients in the clinic that are there because they suffer from a variety of mental illnesses like depression or anxiety or you name it. It's always a lot of it, not everything, of course, but a lot of it is just that they've lost their own purpose. But of course, you cannot really frame it or say it that way because everyone is expecting, yeah, you have to put your, yeah, it has to be put on a, in the best way, on a sheet of paper. If you have a scale between 1 and 10 and just place your anxiety between 1 and 10, and some say just 8 and 9. And then it sometimes it seems like everyone from the management is happy, but yeah, that's when you really dig down to it, and a lot are just yeah, first they don't they show like some sort of resistance to it, but a lot of them has just lost their purpose in life, and it's not necessarily something that has to come from one's spirituality. You don't have to be spiritual at all to have a purpose in life. You can have pretty solid, yeah, earthbound goals, if you like to say so. You can build up a home, you can build up a family, you can, yeah, you can have a great work. And others have their goals in like more, yeah, more in the, yeah, in the metaphysical, let's call it that way, realm of this universe. So have to they want to live a happy life. They want to be there for others. They want to be their own spiritual teacher, and so on and so forth. So but that is the great thing, isn't it? That there's not like this is right and this is wrong. So the world is not being divided into right or wrong, or black and white. It's a very, very analog scale, if you want to say it that way. So it's and everyone, at least I believe so far, can, yeah, it's colorful. You say, Julian, and everyone can find their place, even if that's not always a simple task. It's never a simple task, actually. It's never a simple task, and it just takes time. It just takes introspection, and yeah, you have to be honest with yourself. So at least that is something I've not only learned for myself, so but also in the yeah, the dispute with others. Yeah, it certainly is, Julian. It certainly would be, but that's we sometimes just see it in black and white because we are so in our own struggles, and it's also like seeing it in some sort in that way is also not nothing bad, you know. Maybe it's a necessity that you just currently need to get stability to things, to build your own, yeah, to build you up from your fundamentals again. Maybe you have to see it in sort of good, bad, black, white schematics. But it's like afterwards, when you are stable enough, maybe then it's time to yeah, to raise your wings and fly, if you like to say it that way.
The current state of the world is actually driving people towards that black and white thinking. Many just seem to have lost that ability to see anything in between.
Yeah.
Ella, I have a question. I mean, since nobody else apparently wants to talk, if the case, just scream. So, but for the time being, did you did you anytime have the feeling that you might somehow disappoint others, or create some misunderstanding or non-understanding in your surrounding by starting this new study?
More than once. And
Oh.
like almost I feel, it felt back then, it felt like almost every time, because I mean, everyone was expecting, like in my closer surroundings, everyone was expecting of me, yeah, you studied electrical engineering, you have to be an electrical engineer, and you climbing up that hierarchy to be, yeah, at some point in time, maybe manager of some development section or whatever, and you can make a lot of money. And yeah, by choosing my own way, of course, it was at first everyone thought like, okay, he's throwing his life away. So everyone was thinking like, wow, I've told that like everything is going down south by choosing that way, choosing my own way. And at some point, and this is what I tried to point out in my panel is that I've at some point I thought that this were my own thoughts, basically, that the words in me were also like, yeah,
Mm.
you will live penniless on the street if you choose that way.
Yeah,
Because everyone was saying that. Yes.
but did they actually say it, or was it more that you thought they would?
No, there's some actually said it. So they said,
Ah,
okay, that is it's so basically my words for this, it's bullshit that you study it. So this is not sure if that's also a wording in English, but it's breadless art. So basically, it's something that won't bring you any money, and that won't do me any good in the long run. And yeah, it I heard it over and over and over, and it were only a few, only very few that actually believed in me and just said like, okay, just do it, just take the plunge.
yeah. Yeah, that's always the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I know a spiritual coach who is actually coaching people like you who want to change their lives, and uh, he says that most people wait too long to start and don't master or master that bravery to really do it. Yeah, and I believe that it's actually enough to just believe that you need to fulfill a certain lifestyle or idea, even if others don't actually tell you. I think it's enough to just believe that you would disappoint others, and that keeps you from doing it.
Yeah, that's like a great hurdle that at some point it's good to overcome this, because in the end a lot of the restrictions that are that we see are just put there because of us, or not because of others. Of course there are some outer restrictions that we need to maneuver, but we can overcome those. At least that was what my experience showed me, and by working with others, um, it showed me, yeah, basically exactly this. There is hardly anything that is inchangeable.
So did the people who were doubting, did they now change their mind because you are actually there now?
Actually, yes, they accepted more. I don't they I think they just realized that yeah, that doing this for in my it's in my, how do I say it? What basically what I did, like doing the second studies and investing all those years for just studying again next to a work, because I had to finance my own life. And it's they I think they like you said at the start, Amber, they just acknowledged it, that I've put so much dedication to it that it's and it worked out at the end.
Yeah, so it's funny. At some point, they just see that you are serious about it, and then they start to accept.
Yeah, maybe some, I don't know if it counts for everyone, but maybe some don't think that we mean things serious when we tell about our own dreams, when we want to make our own claw prints, leave our own claw prints in the sand, basically. Because yeah, they think, okay, we are young, we don't have life experience, and especially for us otherkin, and it's not necessarily just dragonkin. It's yeah, we are not only thrown into a society we are not very familiar of, but we also been thrown in a in a how we say it, in the pond of species, basically, that we cannot really connect with on a degree that we say, okay, this is us. They are us. You know what I mean? Like in this in this
Sure.
point of view.
Sure. And I think that is another reason that we are called to live ourselves in this situation, in this environment. And it's hard. It's very hard. So it's a challenge. If we manage to do it here, I believe we can do it anywhere. Because it can't be much harder. I mean, there could be, there could be open conflict. They could be openly fight against us, but it's still incredibly hard to make yourself come true in this reality, whatever it means. I mean, it means something different for everybody. Yeah, but okay,
At
I
any
think I made
rate,
the point.
at any rate, it's probably better to not pay mind to people who see your dreams and aspirations as a joke. That's a harsh lesson I had to learn a very long time ago. Especially if you fall into the habit of seeking other people's approval. But that doesn't just go for Otherkin. That's just a general lesson to take in mind.
It sure is, yes. It sure is. But it's also hard. So for some it's not as hard, for some it's harder. But yeah,
I agree.
I totally agree with you, yeah. That's important.
No, it's not easy. But if that's something you have to learn to do, it's most likely not easy for you. Like if it's something that you have to actively think about doing, then it's probably not easy for you.
Yeah, I mean, you always have this nagging thought in mind, what if I fail? What if what if they are right and I am wrong? And I think this is one of the most nagging thoughts that this uncertainty brings with it. So what if basically I cannot trust myself? And this is something that is very impactful, because we all strive for certainty at some level. We all want this, this safety feeling of being certain and stuff. We want to be certain in ourselves. We want to be certain that our monthly income comes. That's a we want to be certain to be able to pay our rent. There are so many things in life that we want to be certain of, that the nagging thought of what if we fail, if this all like comes down the line where we are like afraid of this, it's a very impactful emotion.
Yes, and but that doesn't come from you actually. It is, I think it is imprinted upon you since your early childhood. People keep telling you, hey, you need to earn money, you need to do it right for others, you need to perform, you need to do good things, and so on, so on. Yeah, so that is all imprinted. Yeah, and they keep telling us that, and whole society always tells us that. So it's no wonder that it's hard to overcome.
Added to that, sometimes to get to success, you have to fail multiple times, and just having the belief in yourself after, failing is even more difficult, because it's just not a permanent thing. You have to try sometimes multiple times to know what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to fail yourself forward somehow. And but in the end, I mean, after these years, and I'm far away from saying I'm old, but maybe I have some experiences, in my life, and in this plain life, I say in quote unquote, as well as in my inner world and in my other kinity. And yeah, I hope at least that that anyone with enough time can get to that point where they can stumble their way forward step after step. And I think this will happen, and it will be good in the end. That's maybe some of my final words for this panel. We can of course stay and talk a bit about it, but maybe to end the discussion here, so the panel won't be over long for Aki's recording. Thank you all for being here, even though it's probably really early for you in the US. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was short and spontaneously done. But yeah, I've put all my heart into it. So thank you.